Awesome. Hello. All right. So, good morning. I'm really excited for this call, y'all, because this is going to be all about lives. I hope y'all are ready for this because my goal is to get y'all like ready to rock and roll in 2025 and start raking in that big, like the big bucks, okay? So, here's what I want to cover. I want to cover how to get you more leads, how to get you more followers, how to get those conversions and all of that good stuff that you want to see, right? How to get more engagement on your lives, how to get more people on your lives. If y'all are new to my coaching, just by the way, I'm not a techie person, okay? So if you have any tech questions, all of that is covered inside of the community. Also, if you have questions, please try to hold them towards the end because any questions that like pop up in the comments, I like try to just stay focused. Otherwise, I just go squirrel brain and then I won't see them. So hold them towards the end because I will always stick around and answer everybody's questions. So, here's the very first thing that I want to cover because I know a lot of y'all have not done this yet. And so I see a lot of people saying, well, I can't get anybody on my lives. Put in the comments how many of you have live buddies. I'm talking more than 5 people. These are people who will hop on your lives and engage, and people that you will hop on their lives and engage. How many of you have more than 5 live buddies? Anybody? Let me see. Hang on. Okay, perfect. I see a lot of you that don't. Awesome. So that is going to be the very first thing, because if you are struggling to get that engagement, y'all, instead of like getting all sad about this is such an easy fix because it doesn't matter what digital marketing program you're doing. You have a group of people in here. How many people are in here? Let me see. There's 21 people in here right now. Okay. Here's what I want y'all to do right now. I want you to drop a comment. Let people know what time you go live. Make sure that you put your time zone, okay? What time you go live and put your TikTok name. All right? And so now, like after you do that, here's what I want you to do then. I want you to go and follow these people, and I want you to screenshot who these people are. You have to be willing to give if you want people to do it right back, okay? Because I don't want to see people who are like, well, I am, just like waiting on all these people to like hop on my lives, but you're not giving it back. We're not about that here. We're not about taking without receiving. No. We're taking without receiving. You know what I mean. It's too early. Anyway, so make sure you do that. Drop a comment, let everybody know what time and what time zone and your actual TikTok name. I want everybody to leave this call with a minimum of 5 live buddies. Those are people that you are going to commit to hopping on their lives. When I'm telling y'all that you need to commit to hopping on their lives, I'm not telling you that you need to be on their lives for more than 5 minutes, y'all. But if you can commit to helping somebody for even 5 minutes a day and they're going to do it right back, you are going to see massive changes with your lives, okay? Because here's why. TikTok loves engagement on lives. They're going to push your lives out more when you have that engagement and when you have people tapping the screen. So make sure that when you hop on someone's live and you are engaging, make sure that you are tapping, because once you hit 10,000 likes on your live, that usually will get you into the FYP. So that is always my baby goal, is to get to 10K likes every time I go live, okay? So you need to be interacting. Anytime that you're on somebody's live and they are asking a question, you need to engage, you need to answer, and then people can do it right back with you. Okay, it's give and take. All right. That's the very first thing I want to cover. Live buddies. So important. So, and then also I've talked about this in other calls. Before you ever go live, y'all, before you ever go live, you need to post a video Okay. So I've covered content creation and all those things in other calls, but you need to post a video before you ever hit the live button. And then I want you to spend 5 minutes engaging. So post the video, spend 5 minutes engaging, and then hit the live button. What I mean by engagement, y'all, is scroll and make sure you watch a video all the way through. Don't just scroll and scroll and scroll. I want you to watch every video. Here's what I'm changing what I've said now, okay? I'm changing it just a little bit. Any video that like you are coming across, watch it all the way through after you post your video. Watch it all the way through and then engage from the bottom up. That means copy the link. It means favorite the video. Comment more than 4 words about the video. Don't just put, I love digital marketing. No, talk about what they said. If they're saying, you know, like they're someone who's at home with sick babies, you know, say something like, I'm so sorry your babies are sick. That's more than 4 words, okay? And then heart the video and then follow, okay? So do that 5 minutes and then hit the live button, all right? So you need to do all of those things before you go live. And then your video is going to be more likely to get engagement because you're going to be telling the TikTok algorithm you are an engaging person. And so then like people will be more likely to engage with you. And so here's the thing, y'all, because if you're sitting here and you're saying, well, Victoria, I've tried everything that you've said, I've done all of these things, then I know on here, number one, that y'all don't have live buddies because y'all just told me, okay? You will see a difference there, right? And then the second thing that I'm gonna say is, and this is where I'm gonna be really direct, okay? And so I hope this might, I hope it doesn't sting, but it's gonna sting a little bit. If you're still not getting that engagement that you want, friend, you're probably mediocre, and that's okay. It's okay to be mediocre. It's not okay to stay there. So if you are mediocre and your content is okay, you just need to evaluate, okay, what do I need to do differently? This does not mean that you need to change who you are because like me, I'm an introvert at heart, okay? Like I would so much rather sit down and read a book. I would so much rather sit down and do a puzzle. Like that's who I am and just like zone out into this very quiet, introverted space, like curl up with a blanket. That's me all day long, okay? I force myself to get uncomfortable. I force myself to not be mediocre. And that's a hard thing, especially if you're an introvert, to break out of that shell. But you need to do this with a mindset where as soon as you hit the live button, you're saying, okay, I am going to reach somebody on here who needs to hear this. So don't go into this with this defeatism mindset where you're like, oh, okay, well, I mean, I only had 1 person on my last live, so I'm probably not going to get anybody on here. No, before you ever hit the live button, tell yourself, I am going to get at least 1 person on here who needs to hear this. And you are going to have a conversation just like it's you and that person, okay? Who needs this opportunity. It does not matter, y'all. 1 person equals 900, okay? So it does not matter if you have 50 people on, does not matter if you have 500 people on, does not matter if you have 1 person on. 1 person equals 900. So don't get wrapped up in those numbers. And don't get wrapped up in the number if that 1 person that equals 900 doesn't buy from you that day. Y'all, I cannot even tell you how many days where I have gone days of nothing. And my husband sits there and he looks at me and he's like, well, I guess it's over. No, I'm like, no, these people just aren't impulse buyers. That's okay. The majority of us are not. And so the majority of people are going to need to watch you for a while and they're going to need to follow you. They're going to need to see your content, okay? The content is what is going to be your conversion. That is your follow-up. Your email list, that is your conversion. That is your follow-up. So stop stressing the numbers and stop trying to focus on, okay, well, like, how can I convert them? You can't. There's literally nothing that you can do to manipulate somebody's mind to purchasing something, right? Like, because nobody likes a salesman. How many of you, if you go to a car lot, like, how many of you would be prone to buying from a salesman who is like, all right, so are we ready to go inside and we're ready to sign the contract right now? No, we'd be like, sir, I'm just like browsing. I'm gonna go somewhere else. We would all do that, right? Nobody likes the salesperson. So keep that in mind. Okay. So you're gonna hit the live button. And this is how you're going to get out of your shell. If you find that you are mediocre, and again, that's okay. If you find that you are mediocre, here's what I want you to do. Okay. Before you go live, and y'all, I have to do this. A lot of times before I ever hit the live button, I have to stand up. Okay. I have to stand up. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be standing the whole time that I'm live, but I have to just stand up to like warm myself up. Either that, or you will find me doing something on my live. Yesterday on my live, I made banana bread. Okay. And so then it's more, especially if you're an introvert, it's more comfortable if you're doing something that you are comfortable doing. Does that make sense? So I'm comfortable in the kitchen. I'm comfortable standing there making banana bread. And then I'm just pretending I'm talking to somebody, you know, like about whatever. Like think about if you are typically like cooking in the kitchen and you've got somebody sitting on the other side of the island and you're talking to them. Okay. That's all I picture I'm doing when I'm cooking, when I'm baking, when I'm doing something while I'm live. All right. That, or it's the most wonderful time of the year. Guess what you can do while you're live? Wrap gifts. I've seen it, okay? Wrap gifts. That way, it doesn't even matter that you're sitting on the floor. There's some movement with it, right? You can go on a walk. You can move around the house. I can't even tell you how many times I've gone live and I'm walking. If you don't have a tripod, like a little one that you can just hold and carry with you, do it, okay? I've gone live sitting here doing a puzzle, which I would not recommend because there's not a lot of movement there. Okay. But I've done it because it's my comfort zone. So in order to get uncomfortable, you need to find something that is in your comfort zone that is going to make you more comfortable. And sometimes that involves doing things, motion. Not only this, but TikTok loves movement. Okay. So do y'all see the difference? If I'm sitting here just like this, right? And this is how I see a lot of you when you go live. You're just sitting here like this and you're saying, hey guys, so I found this way to work 2 hours a day and make $900 a day online. Boom, they're gone. They're gone because you're mediocre, right? Because it's not engaging. You're not scroll stopping versus if I were to say the same thing, but I'm standing here like, you guys, I found a way to work 2 hours a day and average $900 a day online. Just a little bit of movement makes a world of difference, okay? Also, and I've talked about this time and time again, y'all, lighting is so key. So look at this right now. I'm by the window. I have the lights off behind me back here. I have those lights on, but typically if I'm like live facing this way, I would turn those lights off. But as long as the lights are off behind you, you're good. And facing natural light. It is going to be more scroll stopping, I'm telling you, because your video quality is going to be so much better. Okay. So you go live, you're getting out of your comfort zone, right? You're getting out of that mediocre mindset, out of that defeatism mindset. And now you're like, okay, I hit the live button. Now what do I do? Right? Here's what you're going to do. So you've posted your video. You've told your live buddies, y'all, I want you to message your live buddies and say, hey, I'm about to go live. Can you hop on? Okay. Make sure you do that before you hit the live button, right? So, hey, I'm about to hop on, or I'm about to go live. Can you hop on? Share your live with them, yada, yada. Okay. So now here's what I want you to do. I want you to start talking like there's 50 people on there. There can be nobody. This happens to me every single time I hit the live button. There's nobody on there, and it usually takes about a minute But I'm sitting here and I'm talking, like there's people here. I'm just like, you guys, I can't even believe I'm like going live and it's 8:30 in the morning, like, cause I was just live, right? And I'm like, y'all, this is so early for me. I'm talking to nobody. But the fact that I'm moving, the fact that I'm like getting uncomfy, this is gonna make people stop their scroll for you, okay? And then as soon as you have one person, that's it, one person, you see their name, call them out, okay? Amy, thank you so much for hopping in. Amanda, how's it going? You're having that conversation. Not only this, you guys, not only this, but if you are calling somebody out by name, they are more likely to engage, okay? Because it's usually, I mean, if you think about this, if you're in public and you're just like walking across the street, right? And somebody says, hey, Victoria, am I just gonna like keep going? No, you're usually gonna say, hey. Like, even if you keep scrolling, you're at least gonna, you know, say hi, right? This is the way that it goes, okay? So call them out by name. And then people on, it's so frustrating that people have to do this, but people on social media need to be told what to do. They just do, okay? So this is why you hear me say time and time again, y'all, if you're new hopping in, make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you go to the link in my bio and plug your email in, okay? This is how you're getting leads. This is how you're getting followers. It's not by content. It's by people who are coming across your live and you're telling them to do something, okay? You're telling them to follow you. You're telling them to go to the link in your bio, all right? And then, oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, and then you're telling them, hey, drop a comment and say new. Drop a comment and say OG. Like, if you're an OG, original gangster, anybody who doesn't know, I always get a question that's like, what is OG? That's what OG is, okay? So I just tell people, if you're new, say new. If you're an OG, say OG. Let me know where you guys are watching from. And even if it's one person, y'all, you are still saying it because you're trying to get that one person to engage. Because if one person engages, that's going to tell TikTok, okay, this person is getting some comments. Let's show it to 5 people. Let's show it to 10 people, okay? And so here's the truth, y'all. My lives, even lately, have been like, I think the max that I've gotten lately has been like 60 people. Even on my videos, I'm getting low views for me, okay? I have 55,000 followers. The majority of my videos are getting about 1,000 views. I am not sweating it, okay? Even for me, the majority of people hopping on my lives are digital marketers. The majority of them. Do you think I'm over here sweating it? Nope. Because even if I get 2 people on who are not, guess what? That's 2 people that would equal $1,800, right? I'm not getting in my head about it, so don't get in your head about this, okay? But just keep telling people what to do. And so then you're gonna do the same thing when it comes to the agenda, and I'm gonna get into my live agenda. So y'all, I hope y'all are ready for this because I'm gonna tell you exactly what I go over on my lives, okay? Stay ready if we're ready. I'm gonna give you my entire agenda. So we've gone over like how to get uncomfy, like standing, the movement, the live buddies, the lighting, how to get out of being mediocre, boring, all those things. Here is my agenda, okay? So once I'm telling people what to do, right? We've got this going. I'm saying new, OG, where are you watching from, all the things, right? Then I'm going to get into who I am, okay? So I typically start with who I am. That's like your first thing that you're going to go into. And so you need to have your 3 bullet points that you're talking about. So like for me, I say I'm a busy boy mom. I've got 3 little boys. 2 of them are special needs. My husband, my second thing, my husband is active duty Army. He's currently deployed. My third thing is that I spent 7 years in an MLM and trying to find a way to work from home that would give me the time freedom and the financial freedom that I wanted. Okay. That is at the core of who I am, right? And so then I'm like, once I kind of introduce myself that way, then I'm going to start asking questions again. Like, say me if you have ever looked for a way to work from home. Okay. And so they may or may not engage. That's okay. This is what your live buddies are for, y'all. If you are a live buddy, you need to be doing your job and engaging. So when someone says, say me, like if you've ever, looked for a way to work from home, say me. Okay. You need to do it. And then, I'll say like, yeah, so this is what I found. So I go in from who I am to what I found. I found a way to work online that averages me 900 a day, working 2 hours a day. Y'all, I say average. I don't say daily pay because like I said, there are days where I will have a big fat goose egg. There have been 12 days in a row where I've had a big fat goose egg. Okay. And then I'll have an $8,000 day. This is why I say average. So be mindful of the words that you're using. And because like honesty, transparency, people want that, y'all. They don't want to be sugar coated. They don't want to be lied to. They want you to be real. Like Michelle says all the time, people are going to buy from you when they like, know, and trust you, right? And this is going to come with that honesty, with that transparency. Okay. So talk about what you found. Talk about who it was that you were watching, right? So like, you don't need to give names, but I say, I watched this girl make 40 grand in 2 months doing this digital marketing thing, and be honest with them. I'm like, I called it a scam. I said it sounded too good to be true. I said it sounded like another MLM, another pyramid. Like those are the things that I thought. So tell them what you thought, okay? Because here's the kicker. You are relating with them when you're doing this, right? Because they're going to say, yeah, I mean, I've seen people talking about all these ways to make money online and work from home. And that's what I thought. I thought it was an MLM. I thought that it was a pyramid. So like, I feel you, I understand, but you're telling me it's not? How? They're listening to you now, right? But here's the thing, y'all. A lot of people will listen, they won't engage. That's okay. That is okay. Like that was me. When I tell y'all, I watched this girl make 40 grand in 2 months, I watched. I never engaged. I watched her. And then out of the blue, I purchased one day, okay? Like I had never talked to her, and that's how a lot of people are. A lot of people are not impulse buyers. They just need to watch. They need to hear what you have to say. They need to analyze and do their own research, okay? So just make sure you're relating with them that way. And then this is where I get into my 1, 2, or 3. So I'll say, drop me a 1 if you've never heard of digital marketing. And then I'll say, drop a 2 if you're already doing digital marketing. Because it doesn't matter, y'all, it does not matter if you have digital marketers on your live, as long as they're engaging, okay? And then drop me a 3 if you think that digital marketing is another MLM or pyramid. That's what I say because that's what I can relate to. I can relate with those thoughts. If you can't relate with those thoughts, like you don't need to do that part. But I love to explain to people how it's different. And so that gives me the opportunity to explain the differences between multi-level marketing and digital marketing, right? And so that's typically where I say, yeah, if anybody says they're a 3, or even if you didn't comment and you are a 3 and you think digital marketing is similar to multi-level marketing, let me explain. Because with multi-level marketing, you have to have multiple levels, and I go into all of that, right? Digital marketing, it's you and yours, you're making 100% profit. And I kind of explain all of that. Okay, the next thing I do is I explain what digital marketing is. Simple, right? What is digital marketing? I want you guys to put in the comments if somebody asks you, because I've gotten this question a lot. lately? Like, what do you say when someone says, what is digital marketing? Put it in the comments. I want to see this. Hang on. I actually want to see what y'all say. And then I'll tell you what I say. Let me see. Marketing a product or program online. Marketing digital products, the ability to market any digital product on any social media platform. Okay, so this is, to be honest, I fumbled it. Yep, okay. I'm gonna say this slowly so you guys can write this down, okay? Because I say the exact same thing every time somebody asks, okay? So I say, this is no different than investing in a college course that is going to teach you a subject. Okay? This is no different than investing in a college course that's going to teach you a subject. And then I say, I invested in a program one time. I hope I'm talking slow enough. I invested in a program one time that teaches you the skills to market anything on all social media platforms. The reason I don't call this a product, like I know, yes, technically it's a digital product, right? I don't like to say product because I feel like the word product confuses people. When somebody hears product, they typically think something tangible. And so they're like, oh, okay, well, what am I receiving? They can't comprehend like an e-learning course is a product, right? Because this is information and their brain's product is tangible. So this is why I say program, okay? So that's what I say. I say I invested in a program one time that teaches you the skills to market anything on all social media platforms. And then I say what you do with it is totally up to you. And so this is why all digital marketers are not just out there reselling courses and programs, y'all, because here's the truth. The majority of people, if they are turned off to digital marketing, it's typically because they think everybody doing it is just reselling. Can they? Absolutely. Is that what we're doing? Absolutely, because why would you not, right? But the truth is that we have realtors, we have boutique owners, we have handyman businesses, we have people in network marketing. Like anybody who has their own business or has their own product can invest in a digital program that teaches you the skills that market on social media, right? People just can't comprehend that. And so that's why I like to break that down and simplify it and not say product, because that can be confusing. So that's the next thing that I do is I explain what digital marketing is, okay? And then I go back into trying to get that engagement back, okay? So I'll say, y'all drop a comment and let me know, do we want to hear the cost first, or do we want to go into my 2-hour workday? So this or that questions are always going to be the best for getting engagement. This or that, cost or 2-hour workday, okay? And so typically before I mention that, I will say, there is a cost to this. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I'm never going to mislead anybody. There is a cost. You have to be willing to invest in yourself if you want to learn the skills that can make you 6 figures. Okay. So, and then like, if people comment cost, or if they comment 2-hour workday, like go follow their lead. Okay. And so then, if they say 2-hour workday, give them the 2-hour workday. And I'll tell you what I do for 2-hour workday. I will tell them hang on, I'll get there in a second. Okay. Woo! Say we go with cost first. Okay. I explain to them there's 4 options. There's a 100, 300, 600, 900. If you are doing another digital marketing program, you would just explain that, okay? And you would say, this is the cost of the program that I do, blah, 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 right? And you would explain all of the costs that are associated with your program. So I give them the cost breakdown. But for legacy in general, I'm always so honest with people. And I never, the truth is, like, I never want people to start at the 100. And it's not a financial like win for me. It's that I want the best for them. The reason is because the 100 is not going to give you the crucial training and marketing strategies that are going to set you up for success, right? That is going to start at the 300. And then at the 600, that is where you're going to learn how to make 6 figures in 6 months. At the 900, this is the big mama where you can learn, X, Y, and Z. And I tell them all the things, okay? I also explain when I'm talking about cost, I tell them that like not to base the program that they start with based off of their wants, but start with the program based off of what your future customers will want. Okay. What I mean by this is, do I use everything that's in the $900 program? Nope. I don't care about product creation. I don't care about program creation. It's not something that I want, but you better believe I have a ton of customers who do. Okay. So if I did not get the 900, I would be leaving that money on the table, y'all, because they would go and get it from somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, if that's what they want, like these business owners, like I have a gal who has her own boutique, and she wanted to learn how to make her own digital ebook that would teach people how to start their own boutique, right? And so had I not gotten that one, she probably would have gone to somebody else. You know what I mean? So I explain it that way. This is not to sway somebody one way or the other. I just want to give them the truth and all of the options. Okay. So that's what I do when I talk about cost. Now, when I talk about the 2-hour workday, I break it down. Okay. And so for me, y'all, remember, I've talked about my 2-hour workday with y'all time and time again. If you're new on here, you'll see it in like all of my my replays. What I do is I'll say, okay, hang on. I need to make sure I phrase this correctly. So when I'm talking about the 2-hour workday, I say, okay, I am breaking this down for you because I want you to answer for yourself whether you would or would not succeed here. Because I don't know you, I don't know your work ethic, and I don't ever want somebody to get a program if they are not willing to do what it takes to succeed. It's just the truth, right? Because you know the whole rule, like 80% of people will fail. Y'all, those people are not willing to do what it takes. That's just the truth, right? And so this is why I'm like so brutally honest. So I'll say, first part of my 2-hour workday, I spend 20 to 30 minutes a day just creating content. Now, right now I'm doing all of that on TikTok. If TikTok goes away, I'll do it on another social media platform. That is not going to change. Either way, I'm creating content for 20 to 30 minutes a day. And so then I tell people, drop a 1 if you're willing to do that. Okay. And so then, I'll get the people that are dropping a 1. They're like, well, yeah, I can do that. And I explain how simple this can be, you guys, how you can literally sit here with a cup of coffee, stare out the window, throw a trending sound on the screen, throw some text on the screen, boom, bam, thank you, ma'am. That's one piece of content, okay? And then my second piece of content, I could talk about wins. I could share somebody's story inside of the community. I could talk about the 2-hour workday, you know, a talking video. Those are always going to be great. I could do search by creator search insights and see what people are searching for and talk that way. Okay. But then like, that's why I say drop a 1 if you're willing to do that much. Okay. And so then you'll get people that are like 1, 1, 1. It might be crickets. That's okay. Keep going. Okay. And then I'll say, second part of my 2-hour workday is this. I hit the live button. I just go live and I pretend like I'm sitting here talking to my besties. I'm talking to my mama, my sister, my best friend, like whoever. I hit the live button. And so then I tell them, y'all get this. I say, drop a 2 if you're willing to do this. And I say, not that you are comfortable doing this, that you are willing to do this, okay? Because the majority of us would sit here and say, well, like, no, that's out of my comfort zone. I'm not comfortable doing that. So no, I won't. You have to be willing to do it. If it means that you can learn how to average 900 bucks a day, that paints a different perspective for them, you guys, because there's a lot of things I'm not willing to do. But if you put a ticket on it like that and you say, well, okay, but would you, like, one of my kids' favorite things to do right now is like, would you rather? Or, but they give me the most ridiculous scenarios. Like, Brennan the other day was like, Mom, would you rather get eaten by a shark or a dinosaur? And I'm like, why am I getting eaten? Like, no, like, give me something that's better, you know? But putting things into perspective like that, okay? So I say drop a 2 if you're willing to do this. Third part of my 2-hour workday is I commit to plugging into training. It does not mean, and this is why I clarify this, does not mean that you need to sit in front of a computer like this and watch training. No, because the majority of us have busy life and we don't have time like that, right? So I will put training on while I'm doing dishes, while I'm cooking, while I'm doing laundry, while I'm, you know, driving my kids to school, while you're on your commute to work, like whatever it may be. You just have to commit to listening to training. Those of you on this call right now, you are committed. You are listening to training, right? Now, the difference is I see a lot of you showing your beautiful faces. So you are sitting here watching a screen, right? But if you don't have the ability to do it, listen on your drive to work. Listen, like, whatever it may be, okay? And so then I tell them drop a 3 if you're willing to do that, right? And then fourth part of my 2-hour workday now is I spend about 10 minutes a day replying to comments, replying to emails. Y'all know I protect my 2-hour workday. So I'm going to tell you guys right now that if you have emailed me and I have not replied to you, it's because I could not have the time to get through all of the emails in my 2-hour workday. I am so good with time management. I'm not like toot my own horn here, okay? But I am so good with time management. I will always reply to y'all, but it's in my 2-hour workday. It's the same with replying to comments. I have tons of comments I have not replied to yet, okay? And but that's because I protect my time. Now, if you want to spend more time than 2 hours replying to people, you totally can, okay? But that's the fourth thing I tell people is, are you willing to reply, like spend 10 minutes a day replying to comments, replying to emails? Drop a 4 if you are. And they're like, well, yeah, that's easy. They'll drop a 4, okay? And then the fifth thing I've started adding is engagement, okay? So then I say drop a 5 if you are willing to engage with other creators on TikTok. Easy. They drop a 5. So then what do I do? Because at this point, if you've had somebody that has commented a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, I'm sitting here like, have you gone to the link in my bio yet? So are you starting today? Like, I'm not doing that. But, you know, in reality, it's like, what are you doing? Okay. But, so no, I'll really just be like, okay, so if you've commented all of these, you are answering for yourself whether you would or would not succeed here based on your answer to each of those. You are answering if you would succeed. Because if you're willing to do all 5 of those things, there's absolutely no reason why you cannot make 6 figures in 2025. If you can commit to doing all 5 of those things every single day, now it doesn't mean it's gonna like rain down on you and come down so fast and like you're just automatically gonna have a $50,000 month. No, but it's going to happen. Consistency is going to pay off. Okay, it will always pay off. It's why, like I said, if I go 12 days of big fat goose eggs, I'm still showing up that 13th day because that could be the day that I make $8,000. You know what I mean? Because every one of those other days, days 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I'm still getting followers. I'm still getting leads. These people are still watching, right? You just can't always see it. So you have no reason to get in your head about this because people are watching. They're watching, even if they're not commenting. Okay. So, and then the next part of my agenda is I typically say, okay, well, do you want to see wins now, or do we want to see inside the program? Okay. So you can do that. Typically what I do is, do you want to see wins or receipts? Okay. If you don't have receipts to show, you don't have to. I just do that because, people like to call BS on me, and it is what it is. I like to prove people wrong, so it's fine. But before I could do that, I was saying wins or the program. And so I would show them either wins inside the community or inside of the program. And that's kind of it. Like, that is the agenda. And then I'm just answering questions, you know, as we go. And you will start to see results when you are doing this consistently. And when you have those live buddies, y'all, if you don't have the live buddies, and I'm telling you, listen to me right now. If you have 5 live buddies and you start to realize nobody is hopping in your live, right? Even though you have these 5 live buddies, go get 5 more. You have not found the people yet who are here for you in your corner. But if you're in Legacy, I don't know if you're doing a different program, you probably, I mean, you can find digital marketers anywhere, right? But at least in Legacy, there's over 40,000 people in there. Okay, go make a post in there and say like, hey, who wants to be a live buddy with me for engagement? Y'all, seriously. So if the 5 that you found are not supporters, go get more. Okay, that engagement is going to make a massive difference. I promise you. So yeah, okay. That is my little spiel on training today for lives. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. Y'all put your questions in the comments, and I'm gonna answer questions in the comments. All right, and I promise you, like, I know I've seen questions coming in, but I'm not gonna scroll up just because I know I've seen the chat going. So just start dropping questions now and I will go answer. Hang on. Let's see. Let me see. Okay. You so need live buddies. Yes, Jenny. Can we get this live chat? So Raquel, I'm not I think that you guys have access to it in the replays. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Do you share your screen when you share the program? I usually don't. I usually have my laptop pulled up and I just show it on my laptop. But I guess I don't know how that would work. I don't think you can on TikTok. Maybe you can. How long should we go live as a newbie starting out? Courtney. So I bare minimum 30 minutes. Always. Bare minimum 30 minutes. Sometimes I go live for an hour. I'd say I'm typically live about an hour. By showing program, you mean you go into Kajabi? Yes, yes. I've definitely been in my head for lives. I know, friend. So relatable. Not sure if you mentioned it, but how long do you typically stay on live? Yeah, I'd say like bare minimum 30 minutes, but you are going to start gaining more traction at that hour mark. How do you set up Zooms and sending out the link and replays? Olivia, do you mean for this? Because like that's totally separate. Like I email out the replays. And y'all, let me tell y'all this real quick because I do get asked this all the time. So my email list is so big with System.io. So if you do not receive an email from me, it is not me not sending it out. It is a System.io issue, okay? This is why I'm always posting on my TikTok and my Facebook when I'm doing the coaching calls. So please stay tuned to those. And I always try to send the replays out the next day. So yeah. Let me see. Last meeting, you told us about engaging before you post, and I've been doing that. I have also tried to only engage with digital marketers, but my views have been much lower. Yeah, totally. Like it's, Jen, I've noticed that honestly, like my views are super low right now too. I think it's just, it gets in, I don't know if I believe in shadow ban, but like, I feel like I've been shadow banned for about 2 or 3 months now. Like I'm not getting pushed out as much, but just keep going and keep doing it because it will eventually fix itself. Because I've had months where it goes like that. I usually do an hour, yes. How do you say, oh, I only see the replay, I never see the chat? Yeah, I don't know. How do you say hi to weird names? Like oh, I just call them. I call them their name. Like I would say, hey, six figure me. Yeah. To save the chat, go to the upper right-hand corner, 3 dots, click it and say, oh, Yolanda, you are so smart, girl. I did not know that. Looking to set up Zooms, not sure how to do it. Like what are you wanting to set up Zooms for, Olivia? So, like to schedule Zooms? Is that what you mean? Do you go live multiple times a day to start if you had time? Oh, if I had time? Oh, you bet I would. Yeah, I totally would. What do you say when someone asks about how much money I've made, but I haven't made a sale yet? Audrey, yep. I covered this in my other training too. So I was always honest with them because just keep in mind, we all start at zero, right? So before I ever made a sale, I was like, yeah, I haven't made a sale yet. I just started, but I am pretty pumped up about the results that I'm seeing. So I know that it works. And so I would share those wins. But yeah, I tell them I just started. It doesn't matter, y'all. It does not matter if it's been like 3 months and you haven't made a sale. You can still say, I just started. Like that doesn't matter. They don't know. How long did you go live implementing the strategy before you saw a live? What do you mean? Before you saw a live? Evelyn, can you clarify? People are shopping and not home till later. Jay, what do you mean? Oh, before I saw a sale. Oh, okay. How long did you go live implementing the strategy before you saw a sale? So, my first sale came on day 3. However, this is my story, y'all. If you don't know this, so I spent 7 years in network marketing prior to starting digital marketing. Okay. But for me, I had built my business all over on Facebook. Hang on. I had built my business all over on Facebook, and I made my first 10 grand doing digital marketing over on Facebook. Here's what happened though. I had people that would say, well, Victoria, you're going to do really well with this because you have a network, because you have a following. I'm the kind of person that takes that as a challenge. And so I'm like, well, I want to prove to people that it is possible to start at zero with no following and still see massive success, right? So what I did was I came over to TikTok, and y'all, even on TikTok, my original account, I had 35,000 followers. I had posted over there about digital marketing, hadn't made a single sale because followers don't equal sales. Okay. So what I did was I said, okay, I guess I need to actually listen to the training, because at that point I had not listened. Okay. And so in order to prove that the system works, I had to plug in and listen to the training. Okay. So I started a brand new account. I started at zero, just like I teach all of you to do. Oh, shoot. Hang on. Are we still here? Give me a thumbs up.
No, you're back. You're here.
I'm here. Okay, perfect. Sorry, I was getting a phone call.
You turned off the camera.
But I started a brand new account at zero, did not make a single income claim, even though I had already made 10K on Facebook. Okay. You don't see me. Can you guys see me?
No, your camera's off.
Weird.
You're good.
Okay, thank you. But I didn't make a single income claim. I didn't even, you know how like when you make a new TikTok account, it says like, oh, do you want to connect your contacts and all of that? I clicked no, because I wanted to prove that this can happen organically without a following, without income claims and all the things. Hang on. What was the question? I lost what I was explaining. Hang on. Let me go back. Oh, so how long did I go live implementing the strategy before I saw a sale? So I would say my first sale on TikTok came about a week after I was implementing the strategy. Yeah, I'd say about a week. All of that just to answer that. Let me see. I have been having trouble with System.io. Who do I call? Jen, maybe call System.io or get on the tech calls in the community. Yeah, I'm not a techie person. I have no idea. Do you block people with user numbers? What do you mean? Like if it's just like username so-and-so, I don't block them. The only people that I block are like people that are disrespectful or, you know, just like full of negativity and stuff like that. Also, y'all, FYI, I do like if somebody hops on my live and they say time and time again, I've been doing this and it's not working, and they're just like hopping on my lives and whining, I mute and block. Okay. Honestly, because you have to keep in mind that when you are live, you need to protect this. Okay. When you are live, that is your income producing activity. If somebody is hopping on and they're talking about like all this negativity, like, well, this hasn't worked for me yet, and blah, 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 they're not helping you. Because if you have people that are watching, they need to like see the positivity. Okay. Trying to be a better leader. Yes. Okay, Olivia, well, I can't do that because I'm on Zoom. I was going to try to screen record. If you just go into Zoom, you would just click schedule to schedule a call. That's it. I had that recent problem. I pressed on TikTok, got video taken down for breaking. Yep. Then fought it and they reinstated it. And then I've been having low views. Oh yeah. 2 weeks ago. Oh girl, you're good. I've had so many videos taken down, but yeah, it's like after that, they're usually like putting you on watch. Low views, y'all, views on videos do not matter. Honestly, the best way to break that is to consistently go live. Honestly. So yeah, just make sure you're continuing to go live. I'll post a minute of quality content and get less views and engagement than the short fun ones. Yep. I feel you. The short fun ones. And the reason for that is because like everybody is squirrel brain on TikTok. So it is so much harder for people to stay on a video and listen all the way through versus a 5-second video. So like a 5-second video, people are typically on there for, I mean, they'll watch the whole thing. Oh, yay, Virginia. That's awesome. I'm finding I'm getting more people on my lives later at night right now. That's awesome, Jay. Yeah, and definitely play with those times. I can't do that because my tiny tot has decided that he doesn't want to fall asleep until 10 p.m. now, which is like a mess. He's in that awkward transition age between still taking a nap and transitioning out of a nap, and I'm not ready for it because the naps are like my sacred time, and that's like when I typically go live. So I don't know. So like if he does get a nap, he's up all night. It's crazy. I engage with others before I go live, just like you said, and my followers have grown a lot. Yes, Yolanda, I love that. Hang on. Let me see. I started a new TikTok, was able to go live with 200 followers. That's amazing. I was on the fence about starting a new one, but after the last training, I did it. Yes. So do I post on both accounts or maybe the new one? You can totally post on both. But I would totally like, I would say I'd put more effort for sure into the new one. Please, please, please don't jump on others' lives with that negativity, girl. I swear. Do you get many nasty people in your lives? Oh, yeah. I bless and release them all day long. All day long. Inappropriate comments. Yep. Yep. I got one once and blocked him, but I've been nervous ever since. Don't be, because you have to remember there's going to be like one or two. I've had as many as maybe like 5 or 10 that have hopped on and you just mute and block, like mute and block. But then you have all these other people that are there and want to hear what you have to say. Was wondering if I should start a new TikTok because my follower growth has been super slow. The way I started was getting other digital marketers following me as well as the Grow Lives to help with getting to 1,000. Followers don't equal sales, my friend. So I would not even sweat that. Like for me, my following grew really quickly when I had videos go viral. I did not have a viral video for 9 months. And so then like once I had a viral video, then, you know, my following grew. But even right now, I would say I've maybe gotten 1,000 followers in the last like month or two. It has really slowed down for me. And I'm not sweating it at all. Yeah. Let me see. Thank you, Victoria. Phenomenal. Oh, thank you, friend. Let me see. What time do you suggest is best to go live? Courtney, whenever you are able to, honestly, because like there's not a right or wrong time because like there's people everywhere that will be awake. Maybe I need to watch the replays. Yes. If you started a new TikTok and forgot about it, should you restart another new one again? No. As long as you haven't messed up your algorithm. Like as long as you're not watching, you know, the cooking videos and cute cat videos and all that stuff on that one, you should be fine. Should we be starting another platform right now in case TikTok goes away or wait and see? So I addressed this on my last call. I am a wait and see kind of person. I'm like, I don't know. I'm honestly not sweating it. If it goes away, it goes away, but I'm living my day as if like it's still here, you know? So totally up to you if you want to do that. Feel like I have to get my story down, who I am and why I started this journey. Yeah. I've been a stay-at-home mom who's disabled, not able to work the traditional 9 to 5. Is that short? Oh yeah, that's perfect, Casey. Yeah. And you'll be able to relate with people that way as well. I think you mentioned your views have been down. So did your sales go down as well? Slightly, but I also don't think, Julie, this is a great question. So slightly, but I have not been as consistent as I've needed to be. And that's, I take accountability for that all day long. But y'all know last month was just HE double hockey sticks for me. I had strep, pink eye, ear infection. My husband deployed. All 3 of my boys had strep, pink eye, ear infection. And like when I had strep, I had no voice for 2 weeks. So like I could not go live. So all of that kind of contributed. So yeah, my sales dipped a lot, but then I've also taken a step back some with it being the holidays. I've had family coming in, like my mother-in-law was just here, my father-in-law is coming in. And so, I mean, like, and that's okay. It's okay for you to take a step back if you need to. You just have to understand the results are going to show for it, you know? So, yeah. I don't think it's going anywhere, but if it does, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Victoria. I have to hop off. Thank you, my friend. Merry Christmas to you too. All right, you guys, I am going to call it a day. This was awesome. I hope that this was really helpful for y'all as well. And that is going to be a wrap on our coaching for 2024. So I hope everybody has an awesome Christmas or holiday season, whatever you celebrate. And yeah, I will send an email out around the first of the year with scheduling our January calls. So I love y'all and I hope y'all have a good one. I'll see you out there. Bye, friends.